Well, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Miss World Traveler. So the reason
How have
we
you been?
haven't been had a show for a couple of weeks because Secret Chick Julia has been traveling the East Coast.
I have. I've been traveling throughout all the Atlantic provinces except Newfoundland. And oh my God, like Mai-Liis, have you ever been there?
No, I haven't been any further than Toronto. Well, no, I
Montreal in the
haven't.
east, I guess.
No, I
Um,
haven't actually traveled. One day I will, but apparently it's beautiful from what I see.
you you absolutely have to do this. Like, don't push it, don't put it to the future. Like, just pick up and go. Go, just go. It is so beautiful. Um, Really, I am so impressed by the Atlantic provinces. I never thought I would enjoy this much. Like, people are so friendly. It's a different pace. It's a different world. It's like people are laid back. There's no stress. They're so like,
Hmm.
and everybody's so nice. Like, everybody goes out of their way to make you feel good. And yeah, it was truly like a hospitality, the Atlantic hospitality. I Beautiful. And the sceneries, like, I mean, you saw the pictures of, I was
Mm-hmm.
posting like every day and posting pictures of everything we were doing. And I mean, it is so beautiful. And we were blessed with great weather pretty much most of the time. We had a
Mm-hmm.
few days that were kind of cloudy and rainy, but and PI is like the highlight of the trip for me was PI. It's gorgeous.
But so this was kind of a more relaxing trip for you because I know a lot of years you go down to Texas and it's really there's a lot of get-togethers and this and that and you're touring all over the place. This was more relaxing, like you were just kind of
It was more relaxed, but at the
sightseeing.
same time, we crammed in so much. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
really did so much while we were there in the little. I think we were gone for 10 days altogether,
Mm-hmm.
and so we saw New Brunswick. We went to St. John's, then we crossed over to Halifax. We did a wonderful hike in St. John's, by the way, but it was the hardest hike I have ever done. It was
Uh-huh.
like 12. I got to tell you about this hike. So there's a park there called the Fundy National Park,
Okay.
and there's supposed to be like beautiful falls and stuff, right, on the hikes. So I asked the guy which one, and he said, well, this one's about 5 kilometers. It's a 5 kilometer hike.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. And I don't know, I must have picked the wrong map or the wrong hike, because like, the falls that we saw were not great at all. It was like so disappointing to get at the end of the path. Anyways, the path was like, we hiked a good 13 kilometers total,
Wow. Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was like, it was really hard. It was steep, it was up and down, lots of climbing. I was super exhausted. But anyways, we walking and walking. I'm like, okay, it's just a little bit further down. Okay, it's just a little bit further down. And I'm keeping looking at my map, and on my map it looks like it's really close, but it's not really close. I'm like, okay, just a little further down. Anyways, and I'm expecting those nice big falls.
Mm-hmm.
As we get there, and it's a little freaking stream, like the falls we have here at Rotary Park, you know.
I was just gonna say, is it the same as what we have here
Probably
down at
even
the park?
smaller.
Oh my
Anyways,
god.
oh my God. So, and then we're all there and we're resting and we're tired. And I'm like, oh my God, now we got to go back. And we got to climb all the stuff that we went down from. Anyways, it was really tough. A tough hike, but I'm glad we did it. It was the
Mm-hmm.
kids were champs. I mean, they hung in there. And so we did that. We went to St. John's. We went to the national park there. Then we crossed over to Nova Scotia. Then we went to Halifax. Spent a few days there. Did Peggy's Cove. Went to see that wonderful lighthouse. looks like it's out of this world. It's on rocks, and it looks like you're on a different planet. It's like
Hmm.
surreal. Um, and then we took off, and then we went to Cape Breton, and we went to Sydney, and then we did all the Cabot Trail. We drove the Cabot Trail, which is fabulous, totally gorgeous. It's so beautiful. And like all the views are breathtaking. You're stopping and you look at one, and then you stop at the next one, and it's even more breathtaking. It's like really spiritual almost, because you feel
Wow.
so close to nature. And
Hmm.
anyway, so we did the Cabot Trail, and then we went to PI. We took the ferry and crossed over to PI. The kids enjoyed the ferry really very much.
Okay.
Um, and then we went to Charlottetown, and then we saw Jack Singh.
Yeah, I thought at first, I thought, is that actually in the picture, or did she Photoshop him there? Because it
He
almost
was
looked
there, like
photoshopped.
what are the odds? Like my son Mateo is very into politics, and he's a bit of a socialist.
Hmm.
So he like he loves Jack Meat, and anyways, it was the highlight of the trip for him to have a
Wow.
picture taken with him. And um and so then we went forward and went to our hotel, and then we visited the Anne of Green Gable County there, Cavendish, and there's so much to do and see there.
Wow.
Yeah, and met with our friend Carolyn, who left Cornwall a few years ago to move to PI, and now her parents are there too. So she moved her parents with her over there too. Uh, anyway, so I
So
met
she,
with her, and
yeah, I saw that. That's kind of neat that you
it
got to see
was
her.
it was really nice. Yeah, it was really nice to see her, and again, like great hospitality. And then we did that walk to go to the lighthouse, which was, I don't know if you saw the pictures, but so there's this big old lighthouse. Like there's lighthouses everywhere, right?
Hmm.
Like I mean, if you want to see lighthouses, that's the place to go. Like there's so many of them. Um, but there's this big old lighthouse that's outside of Summerside. The town is called Summerside, and it's smack in the middle of the ocean. Like you see it in the ocean.
Hmm.
So during the day, it's smack in the middle of the ocean, but when the tide goes away,
Yep.
then you can walk to it. You can actually take a path and walk all the way to the lighthouse, which is like right in the middle of the bay there.
Hmm.
So we did that with Mateo and Ezekiel, my two boys. We took off one evening, and we went to the lighthouse. It was quite the experience. They got pinched by crabs too.
Oh, jeez.
It was fun. Anyways, and then we crossed over back to New Brunswick and went to Quebec City for a day, and did the sightseeing, the tour of Quebec, and we saw so much there too. Like the kids really enjoyed their time. This is a vacation to remember for sure. They'll remember
Good.
this all their lives.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get to Quebec City at some point. I believe there's a lot of history there, and
You haven't been there ever?
I've never been there.
Oh my God, we need to take a day trip. I need to take you there.
We have. How far of a drive is it?
It's 3 hours. It's
Oh,
it's three and a half maybe. It's not that bad.
I
Not
kept
that
thinking
far.
it was a lot further than
Oh
that.
no,
I mean,
it's not
it's
that
one
far.
thing that Sheldon and I have talked about, but of course, right now with the house building, he's not going anywhere, and we're almost ready to do the foundation. So I don't see us going anywhere in quite a long time.
So I will say something about COVID and PI. So if you remember, I said to you before I left, I was mentioning how I had to fill out a whole bunch of paperwork
Mm-hmm.
and upload my vaccination proof. Um, Anyways, so for each province, there was a different process. Like when we got to New Brunswick, they had done away with their stuff. Like you didn't need that anymore. You could just cross over.
Okay.
And Nova Scotia had a little kiosk there on the road when you're crossing from New Brunswick to Nova Scotia, and they just ask you. They don't verify anything. They just really ask you. But then when you go to PEI, there was this big old tent, like this uh, army style kind of
Mm-hmm.
installation where you have to stop, you have to get your paperwork in order, you got to show them everything, proof of vaccination and all. And
Okay.
then if you're from outside of the Atlantic provinces, you also have to take a COVID test.
Wow.
So they are super cautious. They are not fooling around. And that's why they have nice things, you know, because it was so surreal. Like at first I was like, we were all keeping our masks on and not,
Mm-hmm.
not doing anything and not taking any chances and just being super paranoid because we come from here, right?
Yep.
And but then we got kind of relaxed. We were there for 3 days, so we kind of, you know, saw the people and go, realized that it's safe. They're doing everything they can to, protect their people.
Yep.
The few cases they have right now is all travel related from people who went outside of the Atlantic provinces and got COVID.
Okay.
Um, and they're isolated and everything. So, but yeah, like, I mean, we went to Cavendish and there's a big tourist attractions there. It's kind of like the Clifton Hill of PI, I would call it. There's like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of little stores and a lot of little museums and haunted
Oh, nice.
houses and Ripley's Believe It or Not. So you can do
Okay.
all this stuff, and then, to walk around and not have masks and see people smiling, and it was so nice to have like that kind of a break in the middle of this pandemic. It gave me hope, and
Okay.
it felt wonderful
Felt like it
to
was
have a
almost,
glimpse of how things used to be.
yeah, of
Yeah. Yeah.
what was normal at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
pretty
because
much back to normal over there. It's there's no restrictions whatsoever. Nobody wears
okay.
a mask and there's no social distancing. I mean, the signs are all there, and people do their best to kind of social distance and all, but um it's pretty much back to normal.
Wow. So
And
then you
it's
come
and
back
it's
to
wonderful.
then you come back here and we're back to masks and stuff.
Yeah, and it was kind of like when we crossed over to New Brunswick, it's funny how quickly you go back to your old ways,
Hmm.
right? So we crossed over to New Brunswick, and then a few times I got out of the car to go to the restroom, and I forgot my mask, because I already didn't, want to. Anyways, it was a lovely vacation. All in all,
Good.
yeah, it was wonderful.
Good. So your batteries are all recharged and now you're going to get through that 2 weeks amount of work that piled up while you were gone.
Yeah, the work piled up. Although, I tried to keep on, like, always bring my laptop. I'm never really on vacation. I always do a
Yeah.
little bit of work. So we travel during the day, do our stuff during the day, and then at night at the hotel, I would log onto my computer and try to do a little bit of work. But it was really hard. Like, one thing about the Maritimes is the freaking Wi-Fi sucks.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. The internet connection was awful.
It
And
was awful.
pretty well everything, when you think about it, pretty well everything we do anymore is internet based. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
kind of scary how much we rely on it.
Yeah. Well, it was frustrating, really frustrating, because
Hmm.
I mean, the hotel's Wi-Fi is sometimes, like, it's not always the best wherever you go. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily a maritime thing, and I'm sure, like, when you have a provider that's from there for your cell phone, it's fine. But because, our provider is here in Ontario and you're kind of like hooking to whatever network is available, it
Yeah.
was god awful. But I made do.
Well, you survived. Hopefully
I
you
survived.
had
Yeah,
a little bit of a break from all that stuff and
absolutely. It
enjoyed
was
yourself.
it was great. It was nice. What about you? What did you do for the last 2 weeks?
Well, nothing really exciting happened here. I mean, he did a few little out and abouts and stuff like that. But my main thing was my sister. She actually went away for 2 weeks. Her husband's working in Edmonton. Actually, he's a trucker, so he's out there for 4 months. So she flew out for 2 weeks to visit with him, and she got to visit all my three kids twice.
Okay.
I'm jealous. And again, talk about scenery. They went to a few different places, and the scenery out west is absolutely breathtaking too. So
Yes.
at some point, that's going to be my trip, because to me, this is the only way that I'll get to see all my three kids and two grandkids at the same time. Because we'll see what happens next year if they start flying back home. We'll see how the situation goes. But yeah, so because my sister was there, I was the go-to person for my mom and dad, just in case, because like my
Hmm.
dad has got cancer. So in case something happened, I would be here. So I didn't venture very far, because again, if something was to happen, I want to be here. I don't want to be driving half an hour to get home from somewhere.
Right.
So I stuck close to home, and just ventured here. We did do our first, well, a second wedding. We had a wedding not this past weekend, but the weekend before.
Yeah.
That was a little nerve wracking.
How did it go?
It went well. It was quite a big wedding. It was in a tent, but again, like you know how it works, you can have a certain percentage of people. They had about
Hmm.
150 guests, so it was a little scary for me. We were backed at the back of in a corner kind of thing, and we took all the sides of the tent down so there would be air
Air.
circulating. And yeah, because again, you know we're not at that point that we don't have to worry about the COVID
No, and
like
that's
you didn't.
actually with
So
with the Delta variant, it's not looking good.
yeah, it's more worrisome. Sheldon's been listening to all the different stuff on the news, and it's very scary.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, it
mean,
is.
again, we don't have anybody in the hospital right now, do we?
We have one person in ICU right now.
We do still, because I
Hmm.
know
Yeah.
we were pretty good for a while, but
Yeah, but in the last week alone, like the cases have been climbing. We're at
yeah.
I think we were at 29 last time I checked, and one person in ICU, and Dr. Paul was saying that most are unvaccinated, if not all of
Hmm.
them. Um, but worldwide and in Ontario, it's kind of like uh, 80% unvaccinated, and then 10% with one vaccination and
Hmm.
10% with two, I think. Um, but anyways, it's kind of like worrisome because it makes me feel like the vaccine is really like, I mean, they're saying that it's doing a good job at keeping people out of the hospital
Yeah.
and keeping them not very sick, as opposed to if you're not vaccinated. But when I see the number in the hospital, it worries me.
Yeah, we're fortunate in this area, because I mean
Yeah.
it's pretty good, but in the bigger cities, I'm sure it's not the case.
Yeah. Which
So
brings me to vaccine passports.
yeah.
So I don't know if you know, but Quebec has started their vaccine passport,
Hmm.
and they are doing a pilot program right now. They're testing the system. So basically, you have an app on your smartphone with a QR code, and when you're going to be visiting restaurants or concerts or movie theater or anything that requires, like, that you're going to be with people indoors or whatnot,
Hmm.
you're going to have to show your QR code and show your proof of vaccination. um, and so the pilot program is going on right now, and it's very controversial. It's the first in the country,
Hmm.
and people are protesting it, of course.
Of course.
um, uh, but yeah, and anybody who's going to enter Quebec will have to use that app to show their proof of vaccination as well. So yeah, it's
But
getting there. And Dr. Paul has openly said that he would support a system like that. So
okay, okay, so there's a QR code and an app on your phone, this and that. Like I always say, what happens when somebody doesn't have a phone? for like older people. What happens there? So how do they get around that? Because I know another thing I was doing, I was taking my sister's cat to the vet. Her cat is diabetic.
Oh my
Has
God.
to have needles. My mother was giving a needle every day. Like she showed me how to do it, and I'm going. I'm not sure if I can give a cat an injection, but again, that was another. If I was an emergency backup, had I had to, I would have done it.
Yeah.
But we went to the vet, and the same thing here. You know, you pull up, you got to call on your cell phone to let them know you're here, and all this and that. But we were waiting for the cat to come back from having his checkup, and the secretary came out and was talking to one little old man. So, do you have a phone number? No. Do you have an email? No. So, in that case, how does one get a hold of anybody?
I I have no clue. I think they're gonna have to get hip with the program. Like,
Because again, he looked like
um,
he was, in his late 70s or something.
yeah,
But he doesn't have cell phone or email. Probably doesn't
yeah,
even have a computer. So
yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure how they're going to work all that.
I'm not sure either. Stay home. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I know that, it's technology is not disappearing. It's not going to go away.
No.
It's, if anything, it's going to be more and more digital. Like, people are going to have to adapt. It's just, you know.
Well, I was talking to somebody yesterday because I did a bit of an out and about. I did the farmers market, and then I went out to the Lost Villages, and I ran into somebody who was telling me about the in the states how now people are making the vaccination cards, and selling them.
Oh yeah. Which is why I understand how Quebec is doing it, and that's the way to go.
It
There is
is
there is no other way. You have to have something that is directly linked to
a
the
database.
database,
Yeah,
and like our health card, like in the States, I understand how it would be a lot harder to do a system like that, because I don't think they have a centralized system. They don't have subsidized healthcare, right? So
yeah.
everybody has a different insurance company, everybody has a different system of, paying. So um
And each not province or whatever you
state
call them, state. Yeah,
states,
sorry.
yeah.
They have their own different rules too. So
Yeah, so
nothing is
I can see
uniform.
how it would be different, but here it's attached to your healthcare
Yeah,
number, so it's easy to just tap into that. Like, if you were vaccinated and you have a health card, they know you've been vaccinated.
yeah,
It's there. It's easy to just make a centralized system that you just tap into the database, and it gives you the results right away. And like that, you can't really falsify it, you know.
exactly.
But in the States, yeah, it's going to start happening. I was sitting at a table in Quebec City having my dinner, and I overheard the people on the table in the back of me, they were talking about traveling, and this lady had gone to Costa Rica,
Hmm.
and she was saying that it's insane, it costs, like, because they travel, they have to come back into Canada and they have to take a COVID test, and the test is $200. So they have to take one over there and one over here. Like, they
Hmm.
have to take two tests. And she was saying that in Costa Rica, she could have gone to a doctor's who would have given her a fake test, fake negative, for
Oh my
25
God.
bucks.
Oh my, like that is so, that in itself is scary.
Yeah.
That
Well,
in
that
itself
I
is
think
scary.
that's why now you have to take one here too. You know,
Yeah,
you have to take two. You have to prove that you're not positive when you board the plane, and you have to prove that you're not positive when you exit the plane.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I
Wow.
mean, if there's a way to falsify shit, people are going to falsify shit, and that's kind of worrisome.
Yeah. And that was my biggest fear too. So I mean,
Mhm.
who do you know really who is vaccinated and who's not? Because
Yeah.
people are just going to make fake passports and fake this and fake that. So
And in the States, people are actually, they're ending up in the hospital with COVID, and they're actually lying about their vaccination status. Why?
I don't know, but it's from what I'm seeing happening in the states. It's scary.
It is. It
It's really
is.
scary.
It's not a pretty picture. And I mean, we knew about Delta for a long time now.
Yep.
we, it ravaged India. Like
Yeah.
it totally brought India to its knees. You know, I have a friend in India that used to do some work for me, and she emailed me a couple weeks ago and asked if I had any work for her because they're struggling over there.
Wow.
And she was saying that her entire family had COVID, and like it's really really bad over there.
Wow. So again, we're quite fortunate to be where we are right now. So let's, keep doing what we're doing and keep staying safe.
Yep, absolutely. So, events. There's a lot of events happening. I was looking at some calendars online. I have to adjust our calendar because there's so much going on. I have to go and pluck it in. If you want to help me, people, you go pluck it in yourself. You can go and put your event for free on theseeker.ca. Just go to theseeker.ca, click on the tab that says events, and then click on the button that says submit your event. And your event will be on our calendar.
And basically, we're working on the September issue. So if you have your event in by August 22nd, then it will. I'm hoping that we're going to at least have a page or two of events because that's what we started with. We were the event seeker.
Yeah.
So if your event is plugged in by the 22nd for September, then it will automatically go into print in the print issues.
So I came home to this and it is so gorgeous.
It,
I was so happy with
and I'm
it.
going to show my side. It's gorgeous too. Yeah, it's a nice issue.
It's a really nice issue.
I was out yesterday, out and about. Like I said, I did
Look at
stop
this
by.
little dude.
I know. I stopped by the farmers market, and they've moved it from the parking lot. The waterfront farmers market has moved from the parking lot right into the big circle in front of the band shell.
Okay.
They moved it last week, but of course I couldn't go because we were out of town at a wedding. But I went yesterday. Oh my God, it's really, really well done. Like
Yeah.
in the parking lot, you had arrows, and some people followed them, some people didn't. This, it's automatically you walk the whole circle, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of vendors, and it's relatively safe. A lot of people were not wearing masks yesterday, but again, you can social distance.
Yeah.
You just step back and stay away from people. Really well done, and it was really nice to see so many people going to buy local produce from local farmers. It was really well done. So the market
Well,
is on
how's
every.
the selection?
Uh, I mean, there's a lot of selection. You've got maple sugar, you've got honey, you've got
But for
ready.
fruits and vegetables, I'm talking about. Do they have a
Well,
good selection?
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Whatever's in season, they have a good selection. Not so much fruit because most people are growing vegetables, but
Yeah.
they have a pretty good selection, and they've got some artisans out there too. Like with one little section is arts and artisans as well. But it was so nice because everybody, like say, is happy to see each other after so long. But the market
Yeah.
is on every Sunday at the Civic Complex from 10 till 2. So go on down. I even bought some wine from a local winery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's different wines.
Did you
So
test it? Test it yet?
there
Why?
was
Why? Okay. Question. Why don't I have that on my desk for the taste test this morning?
because it's in the wine cabinet and it's not open. I did test one. There was a very interesting berry. Actually, maybe I should pick that up next week first to taste test on a
On a Monday morning?
on a Monday morning. I don't know if that would be dangerous or not. But again, I had to be really careful because the berry, I had the tiny little sip, and guess what? It kicked off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been, the heartburn's been really bad lately, so I don't know if we can do taste testing something like that. But yeah, we did that yesterday, and like I say, the market is on every Sunday until October. So go on down. And I think as of next week, they're going to have a little eating area too, like a little bistro area where you can actually sit and eat.
Well, I saw yesterday. I saw it this morning actually, but it was posted yesterday. They had a corn roast.
at the
At the
market.
market.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was a guy that did have corn. I mean,
nice.
I didn't stop and get any, but yeah, there was a guy that was doing corn.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
nice. Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit of normalcy
I
back
was
again.
I was so sad to see that Fields of Gold is already closed.
Yeah,
I
it was
was
the
I was
last
going to
weekend.
go, and I came back and it said that they were not doing it anymore, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I would have had to go yesterday, and
Yeah.
there was too hectic yesterday to coming back from vacation and everything. I had to get align my ducks in a row, put my
Well,
ducks in a row, and
I was actually at the Arts in the Park at the Lost Villages Museum, and I ran into our Mr. Mayor, Glenn Grant, and that's what he was saying. He did get to go, and it just shut down because with all the drought, with the lack of rain, it
yeah,
kind of wiped all the sunflowers out
yeah,
faster than anticipated. So
yeah. And
I
I
think
came,
they were only open for what, a month. That was it.
yeah, not long at all. Um, I came home to my sunflowers revived.
Oh, nice,
There was like three flowers on it, and I was gone
nice.
for 2 weeks and didn't take care of it. And I was surprised. My potted plants are also doing really good. So
Yeah, I
I
was
was glad
thinking
to
of
see that. I thought they were gonna die.
Well, I was thinking of that the other day actually as I was watering mine because we haven't had much rain here. So, and I'm going, I wonder what hers look like
Yeah, they were
on her deck because you had bought the big
the big ones.
planters.
They're beautiful. They're
Good,
flowered and everything. So
good.
yeah,
I picked up a few really nice planters too, because my sunflowers are looking a little spindly. So I picked up a few plant pots myself, just to spruce things up a bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it felt good to be home, but like every time I go on vacation, I get um the want to move somewhere.
Well, you go on a vacation and it's of course all brand new and nice, but if you move there, it may not be the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. But just a heads up, they're opening a Walmart Logistics in Moncton, so who knows?
Wow. So I'm sure you guys looked into that.
Not yet, but I might look into it. We'll see.
Well, you never know.
Life is short. If one thing that COVID has taught me is that life is super short. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we spent a lot of money on this vacation. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
I can imagine.
we're fortunate. Well, okay, let me just tell you this little part. So, we're used to going to the States, right?
Hmm.
And we always go down to Texas, and we go down and we stop at little places and we have meals, right? We
Hmm.
Because you have to eat while you're on the road, but we normally stop, like we'll stop at Taco Bell and we'll feed the whole family for like $15 at Taco Bell, because you do the 79 cents taco,
Hmm.
and so we're used to this kind of, well, going to the Maritimes, you're going to dish out a hell of a lot more than $15 for a family of five.
Well, I saw a few
It
plates of lobster out there, so I'm sure it was more.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had put some money aside for the purpose of eating seafood because it's the
Hmm.
Atlantic, and I wanted to. And the best seafood was in PI, hands down. PI
Nice.
is like, yeah, great, great seafood. Um, so anyway, where was I going with that? Yeah, no, so forget it. For a family of five, it's like minimum $75
Yeah.
per meal. Like
Yeah.
we've done like the sandwiches, because we would stop in grocery stores and get sandwiches for lunch. Yeah, and most of the hotels had like a little packaged breakfast included, so we got those. Um, but yeah, like you go to any fast food, even like we went to A&W in Moncton, and it was like $66 for all of us.
Well, you know what? That's the same here too, unless you have coupons.
Yeah,
It's
here
crazy. It's very expensive.
it is. It is. But you go to the States, you go to McDonald's, and you can get the dollar menu, and I
Yeah.
feed the whole family for $20, you know. So anyways, it was a bit more expensive than I thought it was gonna be, but and then that lobster place, that it's called the Wharf, and they do lobster suppers. So basically, you go there. It's kind of like a cafeteria style,
Okay.
and normally in un-COVID times, you can there's a 60-foot salad bar
Ooh,
that
nice.
you can just go in and serve yourself. But it's COVID, so they don't do that right now. It's
Hmm.
they you give them your order and they bring it to you. But anyways, you step in and you kind of like a Ponderosa, where
Okay.
you have your stuff and you select your main meal, you pay for it, and then you go in and they'll bring you all the trimmings and everything. But it's so cool because there's all you can eat clam chowder, or no, seafood chowder. So
Hmm.
all you can eat seafood chowder, and then they have the blue mussels, and it's all you can eat buckets of mussels,
Ooh, nice.
and they're delicious.
Yeah, because I know you're a muscle kind of
Oh my
eating
god,
girl.
yes, I love mussels.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're delicious. And then they bring you your main meal, and then they bring you your dessert, and it's all you can eat dessert pies. They have like coconut cream pie, lemon meringue pie, blueberry pie, like all sorts of pie.
Wow.
So it's expensive. It was about 175 for the whole family.
Mm.
But it's one thing that you should set money aside. If you go, set money
Yeah.
aside and do it once. It's like it's a different, it's kind of like a sugar shack, but
Okay.
for lobster.
And I mean, I love seafood.
Hmm.
I could eat fish and seafood all the
And
time,
it's not
actually.
so bad. Like if you're one person, it was $39 for the lobster, for a
Well,
1 pound
that's
lobster. And my lobster was more than 1 pound.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know
That's
if
not
you saw
bad.
the picture. It was
Yeah.
huge. It was really, really big. So it's not too bad. $39 for a lobster, and the mussels, and the,
Yeah.
and the salad. You can have all you can want salad too. You just tell them what to put on your salad plate, and they'll bring it to you, and you can have it as much as you want.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, I know my sister. They go down to the East Coast. Excuse me, once a year too, and they were bringing back the lobster, and we have a big lobster feast. But I mean, the past few years they haven't gone, so they've ordered it. So my sister orders it one day, and it's here the next day. You know,
I
the
know
freezer
you're still
pack.
supposed to tell me where to get it.
Yeah, I have to find out from her. But again, when she orders them, they're the size of a plate. So by the time you finished eating that lobster, you
You're
can't really
full.
eat anything else. You're
No.
full. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Great. All
So
right.
I do want to mention too that I did go to the Lost Villages Museum yesterday, which was nice too. They had arts in the park.
Mm-hmm.
So they had all their local artists. That was really nice and relaxing too, and you got to check out all the buildings. It's been a while since I've been there too. It was nice. So that's kind of as far as I got. Whereas you were like jet setting all over the place. And
Yeah.
before I forget, I want to mention. I'm just going to pull it up. It's almost like I did a full circle arts in the park because we have our arts in the park for August, the music at the band shell. And so I started with that and ended up at the Lost Villages. But we got three really good bands this week. We've got Ruby Tuesday Dixie Band tomorrow, August 17th at 7 o'clock, playing at the band shell. Switchgear is playing on Wednesday. And a band called Castles is playing on Thursday. So, a little bit of normalcy coming back too. So you can go sit and listen to some music from.
Yeah.
It's
Go
usually
support your
yeah
musicians.
7 to
They've
8:30, and Sheldon Grant is doing the sound, so it's always sounds good.
good. Yeah, they've had a hard year and a half. So go
Yeah.
support your musician. Go listen to some live music. I drove by Pitt Street yesterday, and like at dinner time, and it was really buzzing. Like, I'm glad to see that Schnitzel's open on Sundays now. They used to be
Hmm.
closed on Sunday. Used to go down, and on Sunday night it was dead.
There was
Pitt Street
nothing.
was dead. Anyways, there was a musician on the street. It was playing guitar, so there was like buskers, and the patio was full. It was really nice to see.
Well, it's going to be full at the Art Walk too on the 27th of August.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understand, I think they're closing Pitt Street down for that event
Okay.
because there's supposed to be buskers and lots of music and actors and artists and stuff. So that's going to be nice too. That's on the front cover of the Seeker. It's on from 4 to 8 on
Awesome.
the 27th on a Friday night. So that's something to go see too. Again, support the local artists. So
yeah. All right. Well, it's time for Monday Munchie Taste Test.
okay,
What do you have for us today?
Did the music actually play? Because I didn't see anything happening.
Oh, it did.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
it did not. Maybe it didn't.
I
I
had
don't know.
the little kid
It
with
did
the
at my
spoon.
end. Oh,
Kid with the spoon was on, but that's about it. But anyway, what I have is Bean Boozled jelly beans.
okay. So what's
These were bought from the Happy Popcorn Company on Pitt Street. And one of my friends, her daughter, suggested this. So she said, what happens is, if you look on the back, they're all jelly beans. There's 2 colors of each jelly bean. The writing is small, so I got to pull out my loop.
You mean
So-
2 jelly beans for each color?
Yeah. So you have 2, say, gray jelly beans. So we will pull out and we'll choose a color. We'll pull something out. So you could have, if you pull out 2 gray ones, it could be one of each, it could be flavored spoiled milk or coconut. You have no idea which one it is. So, I mean, the other one, 2 black ones, you could have canned dog food or chocolate pudding. So,
Oh, do we really want to do this?
And I could pull out something else. So we have no idea.
Canned dog food. Yuck.
The dog food, or if you have there's a model kind of a color, you could end up with stinky socks or tutti frutti. So you have no idea which one it is. So
Stinky socks.
Yeah, read on the back. You've got all
moldy
the lists on the back.
cheese.
Yeah.
Lawn clipping.
Pink, you could either have peach or barf.
Booger.
Yeah.
Mai-Liis, what are you telling? Barf.
I thought it could be interesting.
Okay, we are not tasting the orange one. We are not testing the
You don't
green
want
one.
barf or peach?
I don't want barf and I don't want booger.
Which one do you want to try?
Lawn clippings?
So you want to do a
Green?
one? Yeah, I thought you'd be more adventurous on this one.
Oh my God. All right, my kids are going to have a blast with this one. I'll take a green.
Okay, well, we have to both take green, but we just don't know which we're going to get. I'm trying to open it.
Oh my God, that
actually,
smells
can you
awful. That smells awful.
I know. I got a whiff of the smell of this thing. The whole pack smells.
Smells like
pretty bad.
moldy cheese.
I can't get into it. Oh, it's tough to get into.
Oh my God, that's awful.
I know. Actually, the smell is pretty bad too. So what do you have? You have 2 green ones?
I have 1 green one. I'm going to do 1.
I picked up a green one too, so I don't know. We could either end up with
Lawn clippings
or lime.
or lime. Let's hope it's lime.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
I've lost you again.
You've lost me.
Yeah, I just peeled off this.
This is definitely lawn clippings.
Mine's definitely lime. And what does it taste like? Mine tastes like lime, so I know mine's lime.
It tastes like grass.
Oh, grass isn't too bad. I'm sure you've eaten it before.
It's not too bad, but it's not great.
Yeah, mine was definitely lime. Do you want to try one more and see what we end up with?
Yeah, let me see what we have here.
Do
'cause I
something
don't
that's a little different. Do you want to do the canned dog food?
Yeah. All right.
It's dark brown.
Dead fish. Okay. Dog food it is.
So you have a brown one?
Hold on, I'm trying to find one. Yeah, okay, I got a
Yeah,
brown
dark
one.
one. There we go, dark one.
One, two, three.
It's definitely not chocolate pudding. Why dogs have to eat this?
Yuck!
Yeah, it's done.
I spit
I,
it out. I
I
spit it
can't.
out.
I can't. I've got it in my mouth, but I'm trying to get a description for it, and I can't. There's no description.
It's dog food.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, that was a very
You see
interesting.
this? You see my wrinkles? That's because you make me taste stuff like this every week.
I thought you'd do the
You're giving
barf
me
and the
wrinkles.
peach. I was looking for the barf or the booger.
I am not gonna try to
Actually, the
go.
dog
You
food
go.
was pretty gross.
Go ahead. Go ahead and try the barf if you want.
So, peeps, if you want to go pick this up, Happy Popcorn, they have different sizes, so you can get different flavors and try it for yourself.
It's fun though.
It
It's a
is
fun.
kind of
It's a fun
interesting.
little thing. I'm gonna give it to my kids. They're gonna have a blast with that,
Yeah, because you have no idea what you're going to end up with.
right? Okay,
once,
coffee.
and once it's in your mouth, then it's too late. Hmm. But yeah,
Trying to rinse it out.
the smell of all the mixed is it actually smells like barf. The smell
It
smells like barf.
moldy cheese is what I was gonna say. Mine smells like moldy cheese.
Moldy cheese and barf maybe mixed together. It's
Yeah,
gross.
it's
It is.
totally gross.
Well, we want to taste different stuff.
Yeah, we should have done the fake sushi instead.
Yeah, well, we'll keep that for next week. We do have fake sushi to try, but we'll try that next week.
Yeah. Oy. So if you have anything that you want us to taste on the Monday Munchie Taste Test, please send us an email at info@theseeker.ca and we'll try to test it on the next episode. But try to keep it local. We're trying to support our local people, our local businesses. So if you know anybody that has something that you must have, please let us know and we'll taste it.
Even if it looks like this, we'll still taste it.
Even if it's wine and it's 10 a.m., we'll taste it.
Yeah, we'll taste it. I do want to mention one event coming up. I have talked about a few, but on the 21st, this coming Saturday, there's actually a cancer benefit concert, and it's happening at the Optimus Park. It's a cancer benefit concert for Gary Cooper. I know the Cooper family is quite large. Gary has just been diagnosed with a rare form of lung cancer, and the medication for it, which is going to prolong his life a little bit longer, is actually in the thousands of dollars a month, and it's apparently not covered by OHIP. So, John McIntosh of Boundary Road is organizing a benefit concert. There's actually his Boundary Road is going to be playing Yvonne LaRue, Bernie Villeneuve, and Liam Brendan Deary. They're going to be playing 7 o'clock onwards. Gates open at 6, and you can get the tickets. They're $10 a ticket. You can purchase them at Melody Music on Pitt. Also, I believe members of the Cooper family have got tickets for sale as well. So that's happening this Saturday. So even if you can't go, it would be nice to purchase a ticket just to support Gary Cooper and his family during this hard time. So
is that on our events list? Do you know?
no, but I will put it on today. I should do a post. I was just finalizing the story, and I've got a few little tweaks to do, and I'll post it today. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Just 1 second. All right, sorry about that. But I'll post it today, so it would be a nice little event to go to support.
So again, I want to remind people that if they go on our website and they do the events They will be taken to the calendar of events. There's a whole lot of stuff happening. We're going to put more today. But
Mhm.
if you click right here on this big button that says submit event, it will load a page, a form, and you can just enter all your information, submit, and then your event will be on the calendar. Well, actually, not instantaneously, it has to
Yeah.
be approved. But usually we're pretty quick at approving events. So don't worry if it doesn't appear right away. We'll get to it as soon as we can.
Because I know a couple of people have put their events in and they didn't appear, so they thought they'd done something wrong. It's very simple. You just follow the steps, and your event will be approved, and then it will be posted. But
Correct.
again, we are working on our September Seeker right now. So the back part is going to be Seaway Foodies. I got that upside
Yes.
down. Seaway Foodies. So if you're a restaurant, anything food and drink related, it would be great to have you contact us, info@theseeker.ca. We'll send you some pricing and we can highlight you in that issue. Because
That's
again, all restaurants have had such a hard time, anything food related, opening and closing. So,
yeah, we'll have a special prize for them to hop on the wonderful issue. I love that issue. The Seaweed Foodie is always a beautiful um issue. Well, all our issues are so nice. Like I'm really proud of us, My-Liis. Like
well,
they're gorgeous. They're beautiful to look at. Like it's really a nice product. Like
yeah,
anyways,
since we changed, I
don't
think
want to.
it was a really good change we made. And yes, we kind of did it in a way that we both got what we wanted. My side is the Seeker events, happenings, and much needed dose of positive news. And Julia puts together the specialty magazine, which is always really well done. So it
Yeah,
is a nice
it's
product. I was getting a lot of compliments on it yesterday
yeah,
when
it's
I was out and about.
yeah, it's yeah, it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to hold. I'm like, okay, gotta stop giving myself
Yeah,
accolades
stop
here.
giving yourself a pat on the back so much. But it is,
Such a
and
great
it's
job.
what's nice is we love working on it. We love everything about it. We lay it out, and we just love laying out the pages as well. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost like we just get such a rush from doing it every
It
month.
is. It is. Like we don't do it for you. We do this. We do it for ourselves.
Yeah,
No, we do
it's
it for you. Seriously, it's but we get a little bit out of it too. So
yeah, we love doing it. And
yeah.
when you the saying is when you love what you do, you feel like you're not working because you're really
So
enjoying it.
don't miss this wonderful story this month about Jackie uh
Milner.
Milner. Jesus, I had a blank there. Jackie Milner. I was gone too long.
Yeah, I visited with Jackie yesterday too. She was at the Lost Villages Museum. It was so nice.
Nice. Awesome. So
Yeah,
yeah.
there is a lot going on. There's always a lot going on, and that's what we started the Seeker for. The events and happenings, what's coming up for the month. So fingers crossed we're going to be able to start bringing that back in the September issue in the middle pages.
Yep. That will be nice.
It will.
All right. Well, I think
Are you
if
sure
you
you
don't
don't want to taste the barf?
no, I'll
Stinky
pass.
socks?
I'll
I can't
pass.
interest you in any of this?
I'll
Okay.
pass. Yeah, I don't think there's any let me just double check here, but I don't think there was any nah,
Anything that was
not
appealing to you?
nothing appealing.
Booger and juicy
Burgers,
pear
stinky
doesn't
silver,
appeal?
rotten egg, no, spoiled milk, nah. Toothpaste, I could do toothpaste.
Toothpaste and berry blue?
I could do toothpaste if you want to do toothpaste.
Oh, I
That I
thought you'd
can
do booger.
no. I'll do
I'm
toothpaste.
trying to find
Blue.
the toothpaste. Wait a minute.
It's a blue one.
It's not. Oh, I got them. They're here. Right at the bottom. I got them all linked.
They
The
smell
blue one.
bad. They all smell like molded cheese.
They do. They
Okay.
smell like stinky socks.
All right, ready?
1, 2,
2,
3.
3. Toothpaste.
I think mine's toothpaste too. Got that minty clean. Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
not
good
too
one
bad.
to end with.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Refreshing my breath.
Yeah, yeah, definitely toothpaste.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this week. The podcast will be up in a few hours, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week.
And a super duper day. Bye.